Welcome to a bonus episode, as if that's a surprise, on Let's Play Battlefield 1942. We once again return for Operation Aberdeen. Why am I returning and what theme is this bonus episode going to have? It's really not going to have one per se. I mean, every episode of Aberdeen, well, at least I got a tank straight away, so you can see that. But they're all going to be pretty much the same. You're going to be in a tank and you're going to be battling it out with other tanks. I spawned in as a sniper just in case. One thing that people sometimes do, if they're stranded and they can't get a tank for whatever reason, they may come in as a sniper and snipe at other snipers or something like that. Maybe attack the enemy main base by sniping at it. The other infantry option on this map is to spawn in the center flag in the city and battle it out with other infantry as a medic. That's the one flag you can't take as a tank, so there's often some infantry action going on there. This is a classic British opening. You've got people sent over to this flag, and you get your 2 points for capturing it, and you've got people sent over to that flag that I'm facing right now, down there. Usually you can capture that, as we have done. And meanwhile, the Germans will capture the other two flags besides the center. And it'll start up just like this with 3 on each, and the center flag will be neutral. Whoever gets there first will take it, obviously, as an infantry, and will inflict bleed on the other side, and you kind of go from there. That's kind of how the beginning of the map should start out if both sides are good. And that ticket bleed from having just one more flag may well last for quite a while. And what I'm going to try to do is kind of travel in unexpected direction. Wow, I'm really running into a lot of enemy tanks. Yeah, I may not survive this. Let's see. I'm just going to try to keep going as quickly as I can. His back is facing me, so he should be taking a lot of damage from that. Just for good measure, I blew up the empty tank, and I'm going to actually try to take their main base. Now this is often something that only comes up at the very end, toward the middle at least, where people have moved out from the main base and they're defending other flags. But this is a rare occasion. He's actually manning the def gun. I have no idea why. I guess he didn't get a tank. I'm surprised the def gun didn't already blow up, or at least jumping out of it. But this is a rare occasion where if you completely circle around all of the many enemy tanks that you're going to be facing coming out of this point, at the very beginning, it is possible, because they're all going to be busy elsewhere. Potentially take this. You got to be right up against the flag. In fact, I'm almost wondering if this is a modded server, because the capture radius seems quite a bit smaller than normal. I think you can often be in these bunkers over here and still neutralize it. Yeah, no one's spawning in, and we managed to capture their main base. Now, as I mentioned in a previous Operation Aberdeen video, when you take their main base, although it's a huge deal, you can take all these tanks, it usually doesn't last because other people have to spawn in here to make use of the tank. Often people on your team won't realize that you've taken their main, and the enemy will take your main. We'll have a lot of incentive to sneak around and take your main base. So we'll just have to see, but right now the Germans are in really bad shape. I'm in a light tank. Yeah, they've got their Tiger tank on the repair pad. I think that's a Tiger. Yeah. So, and they'll probably have a lot of people spawning in there, but it's only one of 2 points they have, so very likely to die here, but at least putting the pressure up on these guys, keeping them on the defensive is really quite useful. So that was a little bit of a drive-by shooting. Now they may be racing to see if I'll come back, but I'm not going to. It's a little bit unexpected, and if you're going to err on any strategy, err on the side of moving too much. And we're getting some infantry action over here, even though they don't have this flag. I think what's going on is they have only 2 spawn points left, not too many tanks to share among them. So they're going to have a lot of infantry and they're going to head over here. May as well see if I can take this back really quick and give us just an extra edge. Alright, I was taking some friendly fire, so hopefully the negative message would prevent them from getting that all-important team kill. Now the Germans down to 1 base, and it's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Their only chance for survival, I think, rests in getting one of the main bases. Man, all these infantry are just pouring out of that base. So many targets. And there's the Tiger. Let's see if I can get a good shot at him. Right, I got 2 good hits on the Tiger, so he should be pretty much disabled. I see the empty vehicle icon. Well, basically, I think what's happened with this round is that the Germans never recovered from the fact that they lost their main base. Often it's tit for tat, you take theirs, they'll take yours. But here they just didn't have the wherewithal. They were probably shocked to see it go so quickly, and they're busy focusing on the other flags. Usually the mains are not in any kind of danger at the very beginning of the round, but it just happened that I managed to navigate through all the enemy tanks that were kind of headed out of that general direction. They all probably assumed, well, I missed him, but the next tank's going to get him. Also, the fact that other German tanks weren't being destroyed, because normally if they get destroyed very early on, they may be inclined to respawn at that main base, and they could have killed me while I was trying to take it. Alright, I'm going to head over just in case they're going over in this direction. Yeah, the Germans have managed to retake their main base finally. It's very difficult, like I said, to guard both of them. I mean, it's a funny flag to capture, because if you can get through the initial defense, there's so many empty tank vehicles that you can just hop into to help you capture it. But if one takes damage, you can hop out and jump into another one. So even though this is a really weird round, it looks like it's going to end in a very typical way, which is one side being completely pinned in their main base. And oddly enough, they all have to use British vehicles, because that's what we spawned in. Only survived up until now because of the incredible inaccuracy of their fire. And I'll spawn over here. I see a tank icon, so hopefully that won't be taken by the time I respawn in. Alright, and I'm just going to keep making passes at their main base to see if I can get any action in there. Stay tuned for part 2.